Your birthday again? Is that it? That's what you're doing?
I slept till 2, so
continues.
it's not
A lot of birthdays.
What'd you think, Tom?
You know,
Excuse me.
I thought we were very sloppy. Take the negatives first. The turnovers were borderline ridiculous, and almost had to take a check at halftime if we were colorblind because we threw some right to them. But what I was impressed with is our defense was phenomenal all game, especially the start. We got off to a great start because we defended, rebounded, and we got our running game going. Then Cash really, to be honest with you, died down. I mean, the 5 games in 8 days took its toll on him. And I almost had to beg and will him. In that timeout, we were 9 down or 9 up to, it's time again, and it's a funny statement, but it's not a funny statement because he was giving me everything he got. He was hurting, but he found another gear, and as he goes, we go, and that's the way it is with a quarterback. And so I thought the other guys played good, but it's good to get Nick back in there, believe it or not. There were some good times early, then there were a couple mistakes, and then he finished really strong, and all the time he's been back now, he's only practiced like 2-3 days because we had a couple days and then we had the Big Ten tournament. Out here, you really don't practice. So I think that's going to help to get a week here with him practicing. But probably the unsung heroes were probably McQuaid and Aaron Henry. I mean, Aaron Henry had, I don't know how many points, 8 or 9 and 9 rebounds. And his defense was great. I mean, Coffey got 25 and Aaron was on him a lot. But he took 24 shots. I thought Aaron Henry's defense was phenomenal. And so we got a lot of ball out of a lot of different people. The turnovers make you not feel as good about it as I should feel. But I'll put that in the back pocket for now because we're going to watch the DC playing the Sweet 16. I'm damn proud of this team under what we've been through.
Tom, when you look at Aaron moving forward, just the team like LSU and the athletes, on that, like the importance of him, he tips the balance of you guys athletically. Exponential, maybe.
I don't want to be funny, but as he came off the court, he said, "Coach, make sure you stay on me." So I'm seeing the results, He did a hell of a job, and he is the athlete, and he is learning to play through some things, and played a lot of minutes too. But yeah, he is a guy that, when he get those kind of rebounds and you got a freshman that can defend. I mean, we don't put many freshmen on best players. Now, we did a hell of a job with McQuaid too because we were worried about culture, as good as he played the last game. So now we got 2 lockdown defenders like we started the year with McQuaid a little bit, but of course Josh Langford, and that really helps, and so I was, I think the athleticism that he brings, and we might have to get Gabe even more ready this week, will help us next weekend.
Also with Cassius, that 7-0 run that he had sort of by himself, sort of the innate understanding of now it's time to speak to that a little bit.
Well, yeah, we talked about it in the huddle, to be honest with you. I just talked to him very gingerly in that huddle. And, but he was hurting. I mean, I asked him, he says, "I'm hurting." And I said, "Well," we talked about that. And what I like is I found another gear. I keep talking about Cassius about getting to another level. And each game, I'm just trying to get him to another level. Can you now lead better? Can you now suck it up better? He had a steal in that. He had a deflection in that. He had the 7 points. I mean, he was a one-man wrecking crew, And before that, a little shaky on some things. And so I think he grew another step, to be honest with you.
Yesterday you said he was feeling better. Were you just trying to talk him into it? Trying to talk him?
No. I really thought he was because we didn't do much. But after the first couple minutes, and that's the sad part about us right now because we're really a good running team, but we just can't sustain it yet. And that's how we got off to the great start. If we can defend, rebound, cut out, rebound, and run, I think we're really good, and he's better that way. Aaron's going to be better that way. Getting Nick back is going to help because he runs better than X, to be honest with you. And, so I still think we got some ways to go. It's figuring out what we do with him this week. The toe is better. That's encouraging. It's just wear and tear, and then the 5 games in 8 days all on the road is that's tough.
Tom, I know you said you didn't obsess about the 3 years not being in, but do you think for your players it was important, a relief or whatever, just to not have to hear that anymore?
I think so, Bob. I think, the first year, as I told you 100 times, everybody, it was one of those days. We got people at a good team. The second year, though, I think they put a little more on that than they should have, because we were lucky to get in, with no Schilling, no Ben, we had no bigs, we had nobody. We played Miles at the 4, sometimes the 5. And to get in that year was incredible. And last year, I just can't even comment on all the things that team went through. So I was proud of that team. You know what I'm really proud of is, under some adversity, both with injuries and all the things in the last 2 years, we've won 60 games. And that speaks volumes about that class, those guys. And I think there was probably undue pressure. Charlie Bell was in there, and he says, I said, Charlie, talk to the team about winning. He says, well, I went to 3 Final Fours and won 4 Big Ten championships, so you guys got a long ways to go yet, Charlie in his own way, but I guess there was probably more pressure on him, Bob, than I realized, because I don't think about it. But you never want to be the group that didn't do this. You never want to be the group that didn't do that. And even though they're the group that has accomplished some things that some of those other teams didn't accomplish, it never feels good if it's not in the big dance.
Yesterday, 50th win for you in the NCAA tournament, number 50. Does that mean anything in terms of what you want to do?
God, I have to say it doesn't, because I didn't even know it, and I don't know what that means. But it means that I've had a lot of good players, and those players have found ways to win for us. And I just love the fact that, as you can imagine, the last couple of days, I think every player I coached texts me, and I think they all can feel part of this win, and that's pretty cool.
With Murphy out, when he came that first time out, when he went out to the bench, he started to feed us those. Was that just kind of, we got to attack when he's not out there, and we realized he wasn't going to be back?
We were going at him either way, to be honest with you, because we thought if we could get those guys in foul trouble, it would hurt. We thought with Nick we could do some of that. We just made so many bad passes. But listen, fairness to Richard, that's, that they need that kid. I mean, excuse me. He's a monster. He's the best rebounder in the world. He's proven that. Tough kid, and you saw the love of both the fans and the players. I mean, I wanted to go hug him. I did after. You respect the guy who keeps his mouth shut just like he does. And that hurt Richard, But we've had some injuries too. I mean, let's face it. And now we get to move on, and that's all I'm really excited about. I think it's going to be good. I didn't like the Thursday, Saturday because of what last week was, but I'm going to love Sunday. Maybe get home and sleep in, go to church, and I don't know what, watch film, but at least the players will have tomorrow.
Have you seen LSU at all?
Some a little bit this morning, athletic and this and that, but we've played all kinds of teams, so I guess when I look at them on film, I'll give you a better answer on Monday.
Yesterday,
did your team seem loose at all? I mean, relaxed coming into this game? I mean, from the start, the way they started. You think playing a familiar team helped them out with that?
I don't think so. The only reason I say that is it was difficult, too, because, we beat them by 25 or something. And I said, this is a different team. I said, we're a different team, too, but they're a lot different. And Coffee and Culture have been playing so good. But they, it wasn't their day. And to get off to that start, I think, was very, very important for us. And for the most part, we maintained it through those turnovers, which was pretty good.
Can you talk about that start? Was there a looseness, you think, today that wasn't there Thursday for whatever reason?
Well, I think, I don't know if we don't respect people that, I don't know if that what it was. Or I'll tell you, though, that Bradley team played hard. There were a lot more teams. A lot of twos had trouble the first weekend, half the game, 3/4 of the game. I don't know what it was. I mean, when I say didn't respect them, this is not a cocky team I have, so it wasn't like they, see it, man, good luck. It wasn't like they were blowing them off or something. But I just don't know if, whenever you play a 2 plays a 15, as things don't go right, the advantage goes to the 15 because coaches are mad and their coaches and their fans are excited. Our fans are upset, it's a difficult thing to do. It's what makes the tournament so good.
Yesterday, Cassius.
I mean, Cassius, he took that hit in the head on Calster on that one play.
Yeah, I was really worried about McQuaid too. He took one, and we thought he was a little goofy on the bench there for a minute. But thank God they took him back and did some concussion protocol or whatever you do nowadays, and he was okay. But Cassius got drilled too. I mean, he needs some rest. I mean, that's the best I can tell you. He needs some rest. He deserves some rest. He's earned some rest, and I might give him a day.
Yesterday, Cassius said that your team needs to focus on learning how to get better instead of winning. How big of a learning experience was tonight's game?
I think it was huge. You know, I really do. Even for our juniors, you know, you got to win a game. You got to get over the hump. And for those freshmen, it was really big. You know, for Aaron, it was huge. But even Gabe, Foster a little bit. You know, I think it was a good game for us. It was good that we got off to good starts, but we had enough negative things that it'll be an interesting plane ride home to figure out why we turned the ball over like we did. And try to clean that up.
Once or twice you were able to get Kenny Goins on the bench, with McQuaid on the bench, even before the foul was up. It's the first time in a long time those guys have been able to rest at the same time.
Yeah, we almost had 4 freshmen in there at one time. And I pulled a guy because I thought I was losing my mind there for a minute. But, you know, we tried to give him more rest. We tried to give Cash a little rest. You know, we're going to keep trying to do that, but the advantage of this time of year is those timeouts are, you know, hour and a half, so it makes it good.
Gets harder the farther you go along, too, I'd imagine. So take those 2 off the court.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the competition now gets better. You know, they're going to be better. So Friday night we get our work cut out again, but really looking forward to it.
I think you had a chance to talk to some of your players on the sideline with a minute and a half to go, 30 seconds to go. What kind of things were you saying to them?
I said to them, you know, how proud I was of them, but that we got to figure out why, you know, we got sloppy. Was it them? Was it we weren't calling a good game, or we didn't hold them accountable enough, or what do you think? And you know, Cash said a little bit of all, and you know, you hate to put everything on him, but he gets all the credit too. But he made some plays in that you haven't seen. You know, the 2 throwbacks and right to there was kind of weird. He just went through a tough stretch, but just love the fact that I don't think as a freshman he would have bounced back like that. And didn't challenge him, but I challenged him, and he was good in that stretch. You know, he really did a lot on both ends, and that was encouraging.
As seamless as you guys were on defense, and pretty smooth with some of those things, are you noticing that your team is taking some of the hotel walkthrough concepts to the court as Aaron Henry becomes a so-called sophomore?
It's been really good for Aaron, you know. I mean, and he's watching, those assistants are watching more film with him. We got to get Gabe more involved in that too. He doesn't pick things up quite as good, but we need him in there some. And same with Foster, he picks up those things, so he'll be all right. But I think the guys we got to get going. We got to get Nick every day now. He's going to practice tomorrow because he's been off for 4 weeks. And then you know, Kenny is the other guy that I think didn't shoot it very good the other night. Didn't shoot it real good last game of the tournament. I think he's wearing down a little bit. So we'll find a way to get some guys some rest. This ends up perfect now, you know, when Saturday till next Friday. There'll be no excuses. I just got to do the right thing with them. They got to be honest with me. We got to all work together. And yet we got to have some good practices because we got to clean some things up.
Tom, did you feel more joy, relief, or maybe both?
No, joy. You know, the relief, you know, I don't. I think I know why we didn't go there for 3 years. I think there's been some real good reasons, and I'm not letting that bother me. So it was really more joy. You know, the object was now, as I learned, you know, after we won the national championship, is we try to win the weekend, and the weekend we call a tournament now, a championship. So we went out in Vegas, we won the Big Ten, we won the Big Ten tournament. I put on the board, let's go win the NCAA Big Ten tournament because I thought we could play this team and Maryland. You know, now we don't play Maryland. at home, but we played this team on their more or less home. So that was another thing that was interesting about this whole thing. This was almost a home site for them.
Could you share anything you said to Murphy at the end? I know you're a big fan of him.
Yeah, I just told him I love him, man. I said, I said, we're rebounding you, and your career's over, but I think you could play somewhere. He really improved his shooting. I love the kid because he's tough as nails. He doesn't talk any crap. He just does his job. And he's really had a good finish. And I felt for him. I know what Arnie's going through. I know what Nick went through. But he's a senior, and he doesn't get another tomorrow. And I just told him I appreciated him being in the league.
Tom, just the fact that you guys had 6 guys score 9 points or more, nobody scored more than 14. For you guys to win that way, how do you think that kind of helps you?
I think it's going to really help us. I think they're all excited that Nick got back involved. I think they're excited for Aaron that he's starting to take his time. He's starting to get a feel. We're going to him in the post, hit that nice 3. It's McQuaid and Kenny, I think, are going to be solid. We got to get them back on track because neither one of them maybe played as good as they were playing. But when you turn the ball over 22 times, you don't get many shots. You don't get many shots, it's hard to score points. So turnovers has been a nemesis for us. It's something that I should be held accountable for because I keep complaining about it, but I shouldn't say we didn't do anything about it. We've had our games where we've been under 10 a lot. We were just, 1 over 10 in the first half, and that was a problem.
In the locker room, Cassius took responsibility for that. He said, I was sloppy with the ball and I can't do that, and that led to others being sloppy with the ball.
Good evaluation, and true, the part about being such a good player both ways. Good luck, man. Thanks, man. The part about being like Cassius, where he's a good offensive player, a scorer and an assist guy, they are going to go like he goes. And it doesn't always have to be with his scoring. But when he's throwing the ball away or not breaking with it, I just wish I could get him back where we're really running, because I think we're as good a running team as there is in the country. And I don't know if that's going to come back. Nick was a big part of that. Cash is a big part of that. Henny's starting to learn how to run. McQuaid's wearing down a little bit, so he's not running as good. But so we'll become a half-court team if we have to. We'll become a full-court team if we have to. What we've been is a consistent defensive team, a pretty consistent offensive, shooting-wise team. We've been shooting almost 50% all year, and a pretty good rebounding team. Not like some of my teams, but we still led the league in rebounding, just not the way we normally want it to be. But defense wins championships. I said that. I believe that. I sell it. I don't think it's any different in any sport. I think defense got us this far in these last 4 or 5 games. All right, guys. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.